Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be kind of like two videos mixed into one just because I did not have a lot of books that I read in April, and I don't plan on reading a lot of books in May just because I know I won't have that time that I wish I could read. So we're going to go through my April wrap up first, give a little snippet of the books that I read, get right into picking my TBR for May. I'm super excited to kind of mix up my genre for next month. It's going to be an interesting one, and it's kind of like super strange, but I have been reading a lot of romance, so I will get into that later. Let's get into it. So the first book that I read in April was Love Redesigned. This is actually a pretty thick romance book. It's about 500 pages, which I was not signed up for. I read the back of it. I thought it was super interesting. I've heard a lot of good feedback from this book, so I was really excited to read it because I just wanted to pick it up. I can't remember my ratings for all of my books. I can never keep track, so I will put that up. But I don't really remember this whole story, so that's why it was okay. I do love the relationship. So this book is about Julian and Dahlia. They were kind of childhood best friends, and then they turned into enemies to lovers. They just had a lot of competition growing up, and their family are really close. And I believe that they share a godson, which is really cool. So it's cool to see their family dynamic and kind of see how they are close knitted together just due to their family. So Dahlia is a big time designer for homes. She even has her own TV show, so she's super well known, super well off for knowing like everything about designing. She even has her own line of items to have in your home. The beginning of this, it's basically showing how she is trying to get over her breakup. She was engaged to a man, part of kind of like her show business, the TV show business, and they were together for so long since college. It shows her coming back home and kind of fixing herself and her soul back up, and Julian comes in and kind of helps her through that situation, even though they do hate each other. But it shows them slowly helping each other out and realizing that they actually need each other in their life. So I am excited to read the second one, which I do believe comes out really soon this year. I'm pretty sure it comes out in summer. The second book I read was part of a video where I was reading 5 books in 5 days, and they were all Abby Jimenez, so most of these are going to be Abby Jimenez books. The next one was Part of Your World. This one was one of the top ones for me. I truly enjoyed it. This one was about kind of like a small town romance, except the girl in this story, she is a doctor, so she lives in the big city and kind of comes across this small town, and this guy is super helpful. He's the mayor. He helps her out with everything, and it shows her slowly falling for him, but she feels like she can't because there's a huge age gap, and she has her life in the city. He has his life in the small town. So this is really cool because it's kind of like a small town romance, but it's showing you like the big city life as well, of her transitioning to kind of wanting to have that small town life. I was so glad that this was kind of like the first one of the Abby Jimenez books that I read. This was a really quick read for me, and I had no complaints. I mean, the only complaint that I had was there was a little spice, but I'm just not a spicy girl. But if you like your spice, this would probably be a 5-star read for you. But that's where it lost like a few notches for me, just because that's personally not what I like reading. The next one is Yours Truly, which is the second story of Part of Your World. And this is actually about that main character's best friend. So it's kind of showing 2 doctors falling for each other, and the guy's point of view, he has very high anxiety, and it's very well written to show and predict, like it really does show you how anxiety works and how like an anxious person goes through day to day, what goes through their mind. I really liked his point of view because it shows you how anxious people work, and she was kind of just overcoming struggles herself, and this was cute. This was just a cute story, and I loved how they came together, and it was cute because they had like little notes, almost like little letters back and forth, because they worked together but couldn't really see each other because they were constantly having so many hours. What I wish I would have saw more is you saw their doctor life in the beginning, and then towards the end they don't really talk about their jobs anymore. So I wish towards the end they would talk more about their job, or like what they're doing on the job. Towards the end just shows them hanging out, them living their life, and then you just kind of forget that they actually work. So that was interesting, but I truly enjoyed this, and I did have a high rating for this one as well. The next one I read is The Friend Zone, another Abby Jimenez book. This is another series that was the second series that she came out with. I did not like this one as much as the first two. I felt like this was more based on spice, so again, I wouldn't truly enjoy it because it's all about spice. This is about a firefighter. The girl's point of view has a best friend. Her husband is a firefighter as well. So the main character guy is the best man in a wedding, and she is the maid of honor, so they kind of get stuck together in situations, but they really don't like each other at first. But it slowly shows they have like an attraction towards each other, and she doesn't want to go towards that attraction because she has her own boyfriend in the military, and he's going to be coming home soon to live with her. He's off leave. He's going to spend the rest of his time with her. So she's really trying to focus on him. That's the one thing I didn't like, is because she had all these thoughts towards the main guy in here while she was still dating her main guy. So I didn't like that because it wasn't necessarily cheating, but she still kind of had that cheating mindset. So that was what kind of turned me off, and I had to listen to the audiobook to some of this. So it was just really hard for me to get through this one. It kind of made me slow down on my reading journey, and I was like, okay, I think I'm slowing down. So I didn't thoroughly enjoy this one, but it was okay. And to end my April month off, I started the second book in the Friend Zone series, which is the Happy Ever After playlist. I am currently still reading this one. I've been kind of busy and not been able to read as much as I would love to. I am thoroughly enjoying it. I'm only about 20% of the way through, and this is the best friend of the main character in the Friend Zone. And it is showing how she's getting over heartbreak and just a lot of traumatic experience that happened in her life. And it's showing how she's overcoming those obstacles and kind of moving on. I am liking this one already a lot more than The Friend Zone. And I can truly say that this will be a high rating. I could be jinxing myself. But I am not even halfway through, but I am truly enjoying it, and I've been taking my time. So I'm hoping that I can finish this really soon so I can get started on my May TBR and start reading, because I haven't been reading like I want to, but I am thoroughly enjoying this one. So with that being said, we are going to transition into my May TBR. So to start off the month, we are starting off with this. And to go into more detail, this is about Sloane. She ends up finding this dog that kind of got loose, and she's taking care of it and trying to find the owner. And come to find out, the owner is actually a pretty famous artist, but she doesn't know that until she meets him. And they kind of slowly fall in love, and it's just showing their love story. And it is super cute. I am really enjoying this one, and I cannot wait to finish it. Next one I am going to be reading. I am so excited to add this to my read this month, The Crown of Midnight. I read Throne of Glass back in December or January, and I am so excited to get back into this world. The amount of times I come across a Throne of Glass video or anything, I scroll past it so fast because I do not want to spoil it for myself. And I wanted to read this really fast, but now since I know the series is an end, I kind of want to take my time on it and thoroughly enjoy it. I'm so excited to get to this, and it's what's been encouraging me to finish the Happy Ever After playlist, so that I can just jump right back into this world, and I cannot wait. I love Throne of Glass, and I'm not gonna lie, I think about it a lot. So this is the second book I am definitely going to be getting to. I'm not going in any specific order because these next three are just ones that I've kind of had and I just want to get off my TBR. The first one is Two Truths and a Lie. I'm not sure what this is about. My mom gave this to me. She already read it, so she just handed it on over. Didn't really tell me much about it. So I have no idea what kind of genre this is. Hold on. So I'm wondering if this is a type of suspense or literal fiction. I will get back to you when I actually read it. This is just a fun one that I don't even haven't seen any really reviews on it. So I will definitely let y'all know how it turns out. The next one is kind of a shock, and it's definitely a shock to me, but I think I'm finally going to do it. As much as I don't want to, I'm going to. Verity by Colleen Hoover. This cover is butchered because this is my sister's and she has been loaning it to everybody, and she has been begging me to read it, like begging me. She is very passionate about me reading this book. As much as I don't really enjoy Colleen Hoover's books, I do have a appreciation for how powerful people feel about this one specifically. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm a little nervous just because of what I have read of Colleen Hoover. I don't truly enjoy. I did love It Ends With Us, but there's others I've read that I just didn't love. So it's still a romance, but it's a romance thriller. Anyways, we're adding Verity, finally. We're gonna get it over with. The last one, I don't know for certain if I will get to, is one that I bought a while ago, The Wish. This has been on my shelf for a while. I loaned it to my mom. She read it and she gave it back, and I didn't even want it back, to be honest, because I did start this about 30 pages of the way through. I DNF'd it. I have no idea what it's about. The first 30 pages, I retained nothing. I know it's third person, and that's really hard for me to read if it's not super entertaining. I'm not for certain if I will get to this. We shall see. And I know there's other books that have just came out or will be coming out that I will probably want to get to, depending if I will go out and buy them or not. So this is just kind of if I don't get anything. So I don't know. So those are the books for this month. I usually do set aside 5 books for each month and try to read one book, at least one book a week. I'm really excited, not about this one, maybe not about that one, but I'm definitely excited for these two. And I'm excited to get into a new book that I've never heard of. These two I'm a little nervous about. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to read Colleen Hoover. Thank you guys for watching. I am so excited to come out with more videos and kind of give you my reviews on the books that I'm going to be reading for this month. And hopefully I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!